Hello and welcome back to the Crochet Christmas Countdown. I wanted to talk today about blankets, Christmas blankets in particular. I have two daughters and they absolutely love Christmas blankets. I mean, it's a cozy time of year. We live in Kansas and it gets real cold. We just hit a cold snap actually, and there is nothing better than gathering all the blankets in the whole house and burying yourself under them. And so I wanted specifically to talk about this Christmas crochet blanket that I did recently for, well, it was originally for a daughter, but now it is for me. One year, almost every year, I purchase a Christmas blanket for my girls. I often get the big soft cozy ones from Kohl's when they have their Black Friday special. Those big fleece ones, they get down to like $10. Like, they're actually a really good deal, and they're super soft and cozy and cuddly, and they have cute designs. Like, absolutely love those. I'm looking at the other couch and seeing there's a pile of 5 or 6 of them that are Christmas themed. These aren't just normal like cozy blankets, they're all Christmas themed blankets. And some of them are classics, like we have one that's a Fair Isle, it's red with white and so cute, but it's a fleece design, it's not crocheted. And then we have one that's got little cactuses with Santa hats on them. I don't know, and lights strung around them. It actually works, it's super cute. So the whole gamut of Christmas design, like we go from the traditional to the fun and crazy all the way around. But for a Christmas crochet blanket, I wanted something a little more classic, but then also something that matched my girls. And I was going to make one for each of them. And so I asked them, what is your favorite color? And that year, my youngest said purple. So my idea was that for her blanket, I was going to do granny squares for both of them and then do a continuous join all the way around with their favorite color. So for hers, I did green inside for 2 rounds and then red outside for 2 rounds. And then I finished all the squares and I joined them with the purple. And I looked at it and I was like, this just doesn't feel super Christmassy. It kind of does, but the purple was just like, the purple she liked at the time was a really dark, deep, it was a beautiful purple, but it just wasn't quite right with this. And so it was gonna be a surprise, but she happened to see it and I was like, do you actually like this? And tell me the truth, because I don't wanna make something you don't want to use. And I'm in it for the process. Like, I don't mind taking things out because crochet is something I do to keep my hands busy. If you haven't noticed, I talk with my hands a bit. So I never mind redoing things. I mean, sometimes I mind because, like, you know, it's a lot of work, but also I would much rather just take something out and redo it for something somebody will love than not. So she was like, yeah, it's not really my style anymore. And I was like, of course. So I took it all out and still had all the granny squares. And I was like, you know what? This kid, bless her heart, she changes her favorite color. I feel like I should drape this over myself or something so you guys can see it better, because it really did turn out lovely. I was like, she changes her mind on her favorite color regularly because truthfully, she loves all the colors, and some like seasons a purple will appeal to her more, and others it's a blue or a yellow. Like, she has loved all of those colors as her favorite color at one point or another. That's awesome. I love that for her. But me trying to make her pick one color to keep forever was not gonna work well for her to have like a themed Christmas blanket. So I decided that I would use her squares with something that I loved. And so I really love kind of a country Christmas, more of like a woodland Christmas. That is my dream Christmas theme. If I had $1 million, maybe I'd need 5 at this point, but if I had all the money in the world, I would buy a little cabin, not even a big cabin, but in the woods, and we would spend our Christmas in a cozy cabin with all kinds of blankets and beautiful things all around us, right? Instead, we have a lovely house with all the beautiful things around us. So we are certainly blessed, but that woodland Christmas feel is kind of what speaks to my heart. So I decided to go with a kind of tan color. I think this is, it was a 1 pound Karen, and it might be like bisque. I'm sorry, I should have checked this, but I believe it's bisque. And so I just grabbed that, and then I just started doing the continuous join all the way around, and then a couple more rows, and then I did 2 rows of red and 2 rows of green. So it just presented like a nice contrast. And then on the end, I decided to go with just single crochet for 1 round of green and then 1 round of red. So it goes green, red, red, green, green, red. And I felt like that kind of finished it off. It's a very simple look to it, but it also just is clean. It says Christmas, but it's not like a crazy Christmas. It's just, you can just hop in this bad boy all the time. Cozy up. It's full, like it's at least a twin size. Yeah, it's a twin size bed, and it is, my intent was that when I made the number of squares, my intent was that each of the girls, I would surprise them by putting it on top of them on Christmas Eve, and they'd wake up and maybe they wouldn't notice that they had an extra blanket on top of them. Maybe they would, I don't know. But that was my original intent. That all went by the wayside. Best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. But I love how it turned out. Really, really love it. If you have a favorite crochet Christmas pattern or blanket, I would love to hear about it. One of the things I love about this is that it is so simple that like you don't need a pattern. You can just work on it and it turns out lovely. And I love that because one of my favorite things to do is to watch Christmas movies and to watch Christmas movies that I've seen before and glance up occasionally and keep crocheting. And you know, this sort of mindless crochet is some of my favorite to do. I do love a good complicated thing where I'm really concentrating and learning something new and making something that's a little more detailed or exquisite, but I also truly, truly appreciate making something beautiful and useful and warm and cozy while I'm watching The Muppets Christmas Carol, which is, I think I've stated before, my family's favorite Christmas tradition is to watch that on Christmas Eve. So this would be a good one for either cuddling up in it if you happen to be the lucky recipient, which I am, or working on and making if you happen to be the lucky maker, which I also am. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to talk about my other daughter's blanket that I started and I'm still working on, and that one is a little bit different than this, but it is the same sort of theme where it's like the granny squares, and so that'll be a fun compare and contrast. Anyway, thanks for joining along, and I hope you have a lot of wonderful Christmas blankets in your future. I'm Amber from Hearth and Hook. Bye.